ancient secrets deeply hid. Not till its glow on circuits trace. In binary we find our place. Single metal choir of fate. Raise the dais in upstate. Either screams the code's ignition. Subroutines of dark ambition. Hallowed rites in void's embrace. We journey to the stars with grace. Plastal frames, divine endeavor. Our mechanized souls bound forever. From Titan's grip, fortune's secret bites, Carnians arise. In their sacred halls, unity ignites, bound by holy ties. Echoes of battle in a universe past, born to hunt the curse.
Right. Extreme noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bones from across the floor. Noses are nicky like you told them until they hee hee.
Eyes from the shadow, blades of silver shine. Crusaders from the dawn, no folk can follow, wielding fire divine. Grey nights in the dark they shimmer bright. Against chaos we shall fight. Undefeated with our might. In the void we play the night. Sacred runes come upon our iron skin. Channel strength and virtue. Against the walls of front we will stand, faithful to the truth. Chase up where we stand, destiny's hand in the Imperial sky. Courage unchained, we reclaim the land of speak and of die. Gray nights in the dark they shimmer bright. Against chaos we shall fight. Undefeated with our might. In the void we play the
Let's go!
storms of powers intertwine, echoes of the war. With brotherhood sworn, united in mind, hands where shadows fall. Gray nights in the dark they shimmer bright. Against chaos we shall fight. Undefeated with our might. In the void we play the night. In blazing flame, we make us all a vow to end the tainted curse. Through the war-torn void, they will bring us down. Our duty we enlist. Beat the battle, wake up from the sky, it's spectral armor clad. It wasn't fiery in this research, this lesson they tie. Gray nights, in their honor we ignite. We take lives once they fly. Undefeated with our might. In the void we play the night. Hearts of discipline forge our destiny. Under the oath we swore. With every step we bring clarity. Through chaos we explore. Gray nights in the dark they shimmer bright. Against chaos we shall fight. Undefeated with our might. In the void we play the night. Gray nights in their honor we ignite. Against chaos we survive. Undefeated with our might.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Art of Lore show. I didn't get into the Discord yet, but I will be there in a second. Say hello to Ash and Cheerios here, Professor, Zombies here, Mama Bear's here. Well, hello, everyone. I like the premature sound alerts. That's very helpful. Bob will be very appreciative of that. Oh, I'm going to jump in there as the chipmunk. This is going to be great.
Okay, everybody, here we go. We're gonna get the other boys.
Ouch. Why must she suffer like this?
Hey, don't worry. I know you guys can't understand me really, but they already blew their loads early when it comes to the bomb and everything, so you got some time.
The fuck did he say?
I don't. All I heard was something about Blue the Loader.
3 months. That's like 3/4 of an unnamed character model.
The fuck?
Okay, so, we're here at the Art of Lore show, do some painting, do some lore. I'm gonna go ahead and get right to the paint screen. I'll let these guys kind of try to figure out and understand what I'm saying. For those of you that can't understand what I'm saying, I'm going to do a thermal burn on the stubber and the exhaust, and then I'm going to move on to the, doing more of the front face and the underneath of the night, but we're pretty close. Alright, here we go. Button. Push button. There we go.
I don't know what's going on.
Is he insulting us?
Last stand chipmunk.
I died in it.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either. Alan, you gotta help me here, buddy. I can't understand a fucking thing.
I don't look at me. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Alright. Gonna do a couple drops of the orange.
So, Kyle, you never made up your mind. Did you want to hear some more Imperial lore, some heresy lore, or some Xenos lore, or something in general?
Let me do something. Since we got our people here, I'm gonna let them take control. They're gonna take control of the wheel. Alright, what do we, okay, lore.
What?
Alright, what were the answers?
Imperial, Xenos, or General? The reason why I'm avoiding Chaos lore because I want to see how much he fucks up on the 100th episode.
Imperial, Xeno, and,
General.
General? Alright, I spelled that wrong, but that's fine. You know what, yes. You want to do an additional vote? An additional 500 points will give you an additional vote. Alright, we're gonna start vote.
Can somebody vaccinate this squirrel?
You got about 2 more minutes before that happens. But go ahead and vote. What do you guys want to hear about? You don't have a lot of options, so just pick what you what.
Can they fucking stand him?
Nobody can right now, Bob. Nobody can.
Okay, I see a poll is opened up. Imperial, Xenos, or General lore in the 40k. Or dirty joke. Various 40k factions drink. Valhallans, iced coffee. Talons, coffee, Arabic, green orcs, green tea. Drakari, spicy latte. Death Guard, just coffee. The one you left 3 weeks ago. Emperor's Children. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
So
I'm not saying
all
that
I'm hearing
last one.
is it is not going well.
You don't want to have your voice recorded on Frappuccino?
I got from that. It seems like nobody's gonna vote.
I guess you're gonna choose. I thought I'd let them choose, but apparently nobody wants to choose.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
No, I don't.
Let's go!
Oh, for fuck's sakes. So,
So
how
far,
you guys been?
Imperial's winning.
Holy hell.
I'm honestly surprised.
Yeah, most times it's fuck the Imperial lore. Let's talk about something else besides the Codex thumpers.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I
want to
think
start
so
with
far
the
it's
darker first.
Imperial to 5 to General 1. So I think we'll just
Sounds
start
like
talking
the
about
Imperium is winning.
As it should be.
All right, so let's talk about Xenos.
Silence, nerd. But alright, I got a few topics. Gentlemen, as Alan described, I've only ever really talked about Imperial super heavy armor. I've never discussed Imperial standard tanks. So, strap in, lads, we're about to discuss some shit.
Ooh, so we're gonna learn about the Lehman Roos and the
So-
Dorn.
The armor division?
Yes, go ahead, Kyle, if you got it, play it. We are the planetary.
If it wasn't copyrighted, I probably could.
Yes, Cheerio, Commissar Cheerio of the Imperial Guard. We are servants of the Master of Mankind. But we'll be avoiding, since this would be a massive topic if we did this, we'll be avoiding Space Marine vehicles for their own episode. We'll be simply speaking of the Imperial Guard and earlier the Imperial Army's armor.
That works.
And since we've already discussed the Super Heavies, we don't need to bring those back up.
I do remember us
And-
discussing like the Bane blades and all that shenanigans.
Super Heavies, as they're called.
Is the Dorn a super heavy?
No, it's a heavy tank, but it's not a super heavy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of their Oh god, what is it? That's the one of the newer tanks to come out. Was that Dorn one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I
That was the
thought.
one that came out during the what the hell was it called? The
Like the tail end of Ninth,
yeah.
and like the biggest joke was it didn't have a floor.
It still doesn't have a fucking floor.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Logo
it-
Dorn, who just wants to build, makes incomplete tanks. Got it.
Wait, it
don't
doesn't
take the
have a door? What?
It doesn't have a floor. It
There's
doesn't
no
have the bottom.
floor. Like when you buy the model, there's a big hole in the bottom. Like there's no floor. Like there should be a floor of the tank, and they don't have one.
What?
Cut costs, bud.
Now, Mike, like most, we'll start simply go from light, medium, heavy to very heavy vehicles and artillery pieces. You ready, lads?
Okay.
Those-
First off, we're going to start with everybody's favorite, the bike, because you can't have an army without a motorcycle. The Imperial Guard does make use of these, but not as often as you would think. It's normally for like outriders and say scouts would use these, much like how the Americans, Germans, British did in World War II. They used to be, in fact, there used to be a Acadian Rough Rider unit that had a. Here it is, I found it. That was faster than normal. Shameless plug to their Discord, by the way. That's where I'll be throwing all these funny pictures. The Acadian Rough Rider, as it was as referred to as, basically instead of having a mechanical steed, it had a big ass motorcycle.
Ah, okay. I didn't realize that the guard actually had like actual motorcycles. That's Orc
Yeah,
Tech,
it's-
not Imperium.
It's not really mentioned a lot.
The one with no bottom plate.
The Flintstones, Jesus Christ. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm upset that I have to mention it. Then you have.
Well, that just seemed more a mobile brothel. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I'm
did
going
you
back
just
and
say to
reading
me?
comments.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Cheerios words, not mine.
We got some Imperium, Salamander Scout Vehicle, Destroyer, Tank Hunter, Castellan, Mob, or Courtesan. I swear to fuck, if I go through my note, I go through this shit, and I find that there somewhere in official lore at Cheerio, I don't want to hear anybody say anything about me being upset, not being with the current time. If GW actually made something like that, I don't want to hear it. But as I was saying, the next vehicle is actually our first real true scout vehicle. And it's not really even a scout vehicle, it's more of a tow vehicle or a light armored transport. The good old Centaur.
Pretty sure I've heard that name before.
Yeah, it's mentioned a lot in the Siege of Rax, and it's very heavily used by both the Scutari legions and the Death Corps of Krieg. They're normally used for tow vehicles for heavy field artillery, like say Basilisk emplacements, Medusa emplacements.
Okay.
They also tow around things like say heavy quad launchers, heavy mortars. They also can be equipped with other equipment, like communications equipment and minesweeping equipment, so it's more of a workhorse. It has twin engines, making it highly durable and a lot of fucking power. Though at let me just post a picture, you'll see what the hell I'm talking about too. It's more like a fucking it's more like a fucking weird tractor too.
A tractor? Oh,
Look
yep.
at that.
I see what you're talking about. Yep.
It's not really heavily armed. It only really boasts a mounted heavy stubber. It can be modified with things like heavy armor, camo netting, wada bing bing boom, the usual shtick. But it's more of a support weapon because its main purpose is shit whipping of other equipment around. Because the worst thing you'd be in an artillery duel is stationary. As such, it normally has a crew of 2, a driver and a gunner. Its power plant, and I actually do have the technical schematics because I love the old how they used to get really fucking autistic about this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, as they would start putting elevations of the ammo type, ammo supply, all that.
They had
shit.
to have their own full
Yes.
solid lore.
Volcanair 8 twin coupled multi-fuel engines. It weighs about 8.2 tons, has a length of 4.1 meters, a width of 3 meters, a height of 2.5 meters, only a 0.4 meter ground clearance. Its max speed on road is 110 kilometers an hour. And its max off-road is 70, which is still pretty fucking fast for any kind of tracked equipment. Its transport capacity is 5, 20 if you know what the fuck you're doing. And it boasts a heavy stubber, normally chambered in either 50 or 62 caliber munitions. At the fact they fucking went through that. Oh, we just came up with caliber sizes too. It at most only boasts 80 millimeters of armor, so it's really fucking lightly armored for an Imperial vehicle.
Well, it's not like you said. It's not main. Its main thing isn't technically fighting, so I guess it's okay.
Here's another picture.
It reminds me of like the little universal carrier.
Yep, I think that's what it's based off. Now we're gonna get into something Alan loves to use in Company of Heroes. Can you guess what I'm talking about, Alan?
A big gun?
No,
Big
not a big gun. Hey, Kyle, tell me what you think that is.
Oh, Goliath.
It is a Cyclops demolition vehicle used by the Imperial Guard. It is basically a fucking Goliath, yes. Can you guess who's known to use these sons of bitches?
Krieg.
I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3 guesses. You only
Kriegman?
need 1. Kriegsmen love these fucking things.
Echo boom.
Now it could have 2 different munitions loaded up onto it too. It could either have a single melta charge, or it could have basically a shitload of fucking fragmines stuck to it. So either it could be big boom or anti-personnel big boom.
Aren't they both the same thing?
Well, the difference is a melta bomb going off would kill maybe a tank, while a frag device going off would fucking mulch a shitload of infantry. because they'll weaken the armor on it and put a bunch of. Speaking of which, here's a size comparison for infantrymen.
Does it run on low quality diesel?
You mentioned that it is a multi-fuel engine, yes. So yes, it can run off low quality diesel.
Oh, there you go, Cheerio. Now you know.
By the way, if you want to see the pictures, here's
And-
a Discord. Kyle, the goddamn scarabs are still fighting.
I know. I still have not fixed it. It's on the list.
For size comparison, Alan, you know how little the Goliaths were, right?
Oh, they're probably about the size up to your fucking calf.
Yeah, look how big them
I
motherfuckers
know, it's about
are.
the size of a person. That's a lot of boom.
That is a lot of fucking boom. You literally use this thing as a demo charge to bring down one of two things. You would partially bury the bastard and just fucking blow up a shitload of advancing infantry, or you use it to break open a fortification.
So I guess they use this a lot on.
Yes, this was used primarily in frags, but it's also used by a lot by the Cadians, the Catchians, Catachans, and funny enough, the Modrians use it a decent amount.
Oh, I've heard about them.
Yeah, but the Craig used it a shitload. I mean a shitload. Did I say shitload? I mean shitload.
So a lot.
We already know about our good old Sentinel. We're talking about more of the ones we don't hear talked about. You ever seen a Siegfried
Oh,
or
what?
Siegfried?
No?
It was a light tank developed on Krieg during their civil war. It's only mounted with a multi-laser, and it's a piece of shit. I will send you a picture. Shameless plug to our Discord, by the way, if you want to see these funny things. Tell me what you think that looks like, Kyle.
It's like that fucking one first tank, that little Willy or whatever the fuck.
To me, it looks like a killdozer, but you
Right.
Sam.
Extra noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bolts from across the floor. Noses your Nicky Wacky till they Matilda, hee hee.
Is actually still in use. It's
Right.
used with-
Extra noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bolts from across the floor. Noses your Nicky Wacky till they Matilda, hee hee.
Yuki with the ooh. I wonder what that's gonna sound like later. Oh my god.
I'm afraid to even ask.
So you guys still alive? Y'all went pretty
Yeah,
quiet
they
there.
use. I
Ouch.
wonder why. They use that a lot as an anti-infantry tank. Now you have something called. How the fuck do you say this again? It's the fucking the Greek monster. Scylla. Scylla.
Hydra? Oh,
No,
never mind.
Scylla. It's built on a Chimera chassis, and its primary armament is a single-mounted las cannon heavy flamer autocannon. And it's literally a stand-in for armor, for used it as to be a stand for his armored sentinels. Is how the original shit came to be. A guy made it. He used it as a stand-in for his sentinels. There's no fucking lore. It's just literally, hey Bob, mention this because it's funny looking.
Nice.
You see what I mean by it's funny looking?
Yeah, I see they all
Yeah.
really like the same style tank almost. I really like that World War I style.
And next we move on to our first rapid assault vehicle, the Taurus. Or the Tauros.
The
Sturdy
Taurox?
all-terrain... No, Tauros. T-A-U-R-O-S, Tauros. The reliable workhorse of the Guard, and actually very popular with the Elysian drop troops and the Cadian Corsicans. It's mostly a scout vehicle meant to literally get in close, look up. How do I basically describe it? Imagine this is basically your Humvee/Jeep. It's lightweight enough to be deployed from the back of a Valkyrie dropship. It's a 4x4 ground car. Driver and gunner can either be equipped with either heavy flamers or a Tauros grenade launcher, which is basically a Mark 19. And there are examples of the Elysians outfitting these things with autocannons, heavy bolters, and in one instance, twin-linked las cannons, but they had to pack separate power packs onto the vehicle to charge the damn thing. one of the variants is known as a Sky Talon. Can be transported by a Sky Talon Valkyrie. And it basically has magnetic clamps, so a Valkyrie will swoop down, fucking flying at Mach fucking Jesus, right? The Taurus will start spinning up its fucking wheels. Can you see where I'm going with this?
Go and catch it.
No, they'll fucking drop this bitch at rapid assault and just and the guys will go flying with this thing. I'm not saying they pick it up. I'm saying they drop it
They
off
drop
at high
that bitch
speed.
down.
It's 2-man crew. It can normally carry up to 6 men, and it can be equipped with hunter-killer missiles.
Okay.
And it can be equipped if you have to say, what's the term? You know, what the fuck's it called? A halo jump? You know, high altitude, low opening?
Yep.
Yeah, they can stick grav shoots this thing and drop them off with that.
All right then.
They also could be equipped with concussion cannons. I don't think I need to describe to you what a concussion cannon is. Shameless plug to Discord for more pictures. There's a Necromunda variant I put into the chat.
Is that why it's got the yellow?
Yes, and it has the Necromunda armor. That's the ATV version, the one that has 6 fucking wheels on it. And those ones can have twin heavy stubbers too. Because what in what world do you think you need riot control with something called non-lethal when you can just meat wagon?
Yeah, there you go. Sounds about right.
Let's see here. You have the war quads.
The best way to show utter compliance is to show no resistance.
You are absolutely fucking right. I remember seeing it in an Armageddon game. Yes. And the damn things can be brutal. I'm not going to mention the Aquarius war quads, which is just a fucking motorcycle with quad wheels. Armored cars are armored cars. There is a Stig 4, which is... Jesus. This is just a damn... Really? 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 Oh, well, I gotta have to mention it because this is lore. I just found somebody posted a joke. I'm just going to describe what this is, and I want to see if Alec can catch what this thing is supposed to be based off of. It is equipped with a 40mm cannon. It relies on clumsy manual aiming, so when well trained in the drive, however. And it has a bunch of wheels. Alan, what does that sound like to you?
A 40mm cannon. It's clunky. It has a bunch of wheels.
Yes.
Sounds like a panther. No, not a panther.
A puma.
Puma. Yeah.
Yeah, Alan, look at the picture.
That looks like a fucking. What the fuck? It looks like a fucking puma.
It is basically. It's basically based on the Stug 4 model of World War era German tank destroyer. The only difference is the Stug had tracks instead of wheels. And this was used heavily during the Sabbath's World's Crusade because it was highly mobile and it could literally make use of its 40mm cannon to dispatch the light vehicles of Urdish. Because the bastards would make use of rapid light vehicle
Cheerios
assault.
got it all down there for you.
Hmm?
YouTube. Oh wait, there's an animation on YouTube called Steel Coffins about 40k tankers showing some alternate looks of Imperial Renegade or Saus Renegade vehicles. Ooh.
And pin that because I'll be looking at that.
Gonna have
later.
to look into that.
And then you have a Volpa,
Forgot
which
to
is
wear my
basically...
gloves. Now my fingers are getting all stained. God damn it!
Do I need to explain what a Volpa is?
Oh,
It's a bike, a Volpa.
I don't think I've ever heard of a Volpa.
What do you think that is the modern world equivalent?
A Vespa?
Yes, you ever heard of an anti-tank Vespa?
Actually, I have seen a picture of an anti-tank Vespa once, believe it or not. Yes.
That's what this is.
It fucking looks so dumb.
That's what this is. So I'm not going to mention it any further. It's just if you want to, it's the anti-tank Vespa. If you
The
catch
anti-tank
it,
donkey.
Yes.
Nice Cheerio.
Imperials will use anything as armor.
Here. It's
You
a
have
little
your standard-
sloppy, but there's my thermal burn.
Well, I've already mentioned the good old Chimera, the workhorse of the guard. There is another one called a Chimera X, which is a heavily modified variant used by the Legionis or the Legionis Scutari.
Cheerio, put an artillery donkey up there.
What?
Look, check the Discord.
The Panzerfaust Donkey of Doom.
Great. That's beautiful.
Oh my god.
It has, but instead of them, the Chimera Rex was basically a weird variant of the Astro Militarum Chimera. Alan, you know how the main weapon of a Chimera is normally a heavy bolter, or a multi-laser?
Yes.
How about quad autocannons?
Excuse me, what?
Yes. Shameless plug to the Discord, by the way. I keep saying it to
Why
the
is
day
that
I
a-
die.
Why is that a thing?
That was the old. That was epic scaled. The old model for it. It boasted mounting for 4 light autocannons. Lay down a curtain of heavy weapons fire, which was, mind you, I'll remind you, was airburst rounds, effective at keeping infantry away, and light skimmers and flyers. The only difference is, instead of this acting like a Hydra, is that it lacks the complex tracking and range sensors, which would make it truly effective against anti-aircraft. And it also could transport infantry. Do you see the crazy shit the Imperials come up with when left alone?
Yeah.
And then there's another variant known as the Chimera Dawn. Yes, I know. Fucking typical. And it boasts a large battle cannon, not unlike the one carried by the Stormhammer Super Heavy tank. Yes, you heard me right, Alan. The Stormhammer's battle cannon has been mounted on a Chimera, effective at destroying enemy tanks and even damaging light enemy Titans at medium range.
Well, all right then.
Imperial shenanigans. Because the second the tech priests start bitching about, oh yes, we could wipe you all flashbangs out with our tanks, they come out with light vehicles that have anti-tank or anti-Titan equipment.
All right then.
Now, you ready for the next stupid name of the variant of the Chimera?
Shoot.
You had the Chimera Rex, the Chimera Dawn. What do you think the last one is?
Chimera Mafia.
Here's the name for it in the chat. How do you think you say that, Alan?
Chimero.
Yes, Alan. It's loaded with a self-loading hunter-killer missile system and a multi-las. As in, this thing has a rapid-fire hunter-killer missiles.
Oh, what?
You know those missiles that could basically one-shot any kind of tank?
Yes.
Yeah, it has a self-loading system for those.
All right then.
Then you have the NT-20, which is a light amphibious vehicle made on the forge world of Urdish. Basically, it's just a fucking it's basically a souped-up Chimera with a 40mm short-barreled cannon. And they were nicknamed coffins because they were that fucking easy to smack. Shameless plug to Discord, by the way. Is 29 tons, so it's pretty heavy for a vehicle. It only has a top speed of 46 kilometers an hour, and it is incredibly lightly armored. It can literally get smacked by a breeze. Now, the next vehicle we're going to talk about is a bit of a weird one. You know what? No, we're not going to talk about it because all it is an amphibious assault vehicle, and it's basically a Higgins boat with a cannon. It is a Pegasus amphibious assault vehicle.
At least it has a cannon.
Yes, it's a cannon. However, I'd much prefer something like a heavy machine weapon
Like
that could
Ariel
fucking
Aramato. Sorry.
pew 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 pew. Suffice to say, this is basically just an amphibious assault chimera. It's basically just had a lot of its armor on the sides been reduced to improved buoyancy. It's not a Higgins boat. What the hell was it called? The amphibious tractors of World War II. You know what I'm talking about, Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just those. Now we're going to start talking about vehicles that we all know if you've listened to a Kane book. The Salamander.
The brothel.
No.
Oh.
The Salamander Command variant in this regard. It's basically an open-top chimera with less armor, but a souped-up power train. You know how I talked about the chimera having an eight twin-coupled multi-fuel engine?
Yeah.
This one has a 16.
That's
It this motherfucker will run. Kane has been described as outrunning a lot of shit, and it's 33 tons.
so just yes.
Yeah, and this is the command variant, so it's top speed, it's heavily armored. Where is it? It has 150 millimeters of armor. So heavily fucking armored, if I remember correctly, if I know my math standards, right? Because I want to say that Abrams is, what, 100 and something, Alan?
I think the Abrams is like 118.
This has more armor than an Abrams. Its max speed is 70, but this is not the variant Kane likes to use. This is the command variant. Kane doesn't like command shit. He likes to go faster. So
Especially if Jurgen's on the wheel.
Oh, Jesus, sweet Mother Mary, that man could push a vehicle. Kane prefers the Scout variant, which has a top freaking speed of 100 miles an hour.
A fucking tank?
A tank.
Jesus.
Like the Scout variant of 100 miles an hour.
I think Jurgen at one point got it to go like 110, 120.
Yes. He normally replaces its heavier equipment with simply a heavy bolter or a heavy flamer. Basically shit that clears things. And it normally has a crew of a commander, gunner, driver, and comms operator. Kane normally operated with just him and Jurgen.
Yeah, Jurgen would control the driving and the gun, and Kane would do the top gun and then comms.
And when I tell you, and that's on road, this thing has a top speed of 70 miles an hour off road. Jurgen does not believe in such things as off road speed limits. So chances are Jurgen can get that fucker up to 110 off road.
Roads, sidewalks, gardens,
People's cars.
deserts, people's cars, stairs. Yes, Jurgen has driven up and down stairs before.
Jesus.
And the funnier thing about this is also an Armageddon pattern vehicle. It basically is made for scouting out the Armageddon ash wastes.
So
And it is
its tracks are heavy and wide.
It is a beloved favorite of the Armageddon Steel Legion's fist squads, armored fist squads, because you can also replace its heavy bolter with an autocannon. So, you know all those orcish light vehicles they like to use?
Yeah, they become tissue paper.
Yeah, to an autocannon. They can also be equipped with extra armor, camo netting, hunter-killer missiles, crack launchers.
Did
You
you
want to know
say
what a
crack or crack?
crack?
Okay,
You
I
know
think
how
it's crack launchers.
because Armageddon has a special variant of anti-tank weapon. You know how you have airburst rounds, Kyle, that really fuck up everything in Company of Heroes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Armageddon Steel Legion developed that for their light vehicles to help them escape swarm tactics by war bikes.
That'll do it.
And then we have everybody knows about the Torax, or as I like to call it, the Stormtrooper Mobile, which is just basically a big ass armored personnel carrier. If you haven't seen the picture, shameless plug to the Discord. I don't know how many times we're gonna say that tonight, but Jake, every time I do,
Oh no.
don't do that. You'll end up dead. I don't care if you're Polish, Russian, or whatever the fuck. You will die of alcohol poisoning. And then my favorite vehicle, the Pegasus light armored fighting vehicle. I'm not going to say anything besides take a picture, push the picture into there. I want to see what Alan says about this.
Wait.
Alan, in the Discord, what's that look like to you?
Oh, that is 100% Puma.
That is a Puma. That is a Panzerkampfwagen.
Yeah, that's a Panzerkampfwagen 22.
But enough about those. We're getting away from the light vehicles. We're actually moving into the Imperial armor proper. We've already discussed all the Lehman Russ variants, one way or a fucking other. And there's a lot of them, so I'm going to try to avoid those like they're the plague. Everybody in favor?
Works for me.
Because otherwise I'd be here all fucking night.
Go ahead. I mean, might as well go. Keep going.
First, the Destroyer, Tank Hunter. Used by the Imperial Guard, it's made on the same chassis of a Lehman Russ battle tank. Only problem is they swapped off the turret, put a big ass fucking cannon, and decided saying, hey, you see that enemy armor over there? I don't want to anymore.
Looks like a Hetzer from BattleTech.
As such, this vehicle is used as an anti-tank weapon. Hunter. It's lightly armored, but it packs a fucking wallop, either boasting one of three weapons: a demolisher cannon, a battle cannon, or the Vanquisher anti-tank cannon. The Vanquisher being the siege gun, and the Vanquisher being a massive anti-tank cannon. It's made off it's Mars pattern. Yes, of course, Mars. There's another variant of this called the Laser, which both fuck off massive Reaper laser destroyer array, which is basically, how do I describe this? Ellen, you know how las cannon's only limiting factor is its rate of fire?
Yes.
Yeah, the laser destroyer doesn't give a fuck.
It's just I'm gonna fire it all.
It is a rapid fire las cannon. Yeah, I know.
That
It basically is a 7-barrel You know what a volley gun is, right, Alan?
Yeah.
Now imagine that as a las cannon, right? And by the time it gets back to that 7th barrel, the first one's cooled off, so it fires it again and again and again and again.
No.
And for reference, this thing is 150 millimeter armor. And I fucked up. The Salamander only has 100 millimeters of armor. Its superstructure thickness is much thicker, though. But if you're relying on superstructure to protect yourself, you really have fucked the pooch. For reference, this is the laser destroyer, or this is the regular destroyer, Alan.
Okay.
This is an old picture of the Reaper armored carrier, which was the laser destroyer. Fun fact, this used to be a Legion weapon. You see that?
Why does it have 3 fucking barrels?
It
4
doesn't have-
barrels?
There's
It has-
4.
There's 5 barrels, Alan.
Oh, there's
the middle
5.
one.
Oh, Jesus.
Also, a question: is it really that fucking small that a fucking marine is can stand behind it like that?
That's the old. They basically took this off when the Legions lost their super heavy armored support, and they stuck that onto that destroyer chassis. There's not a really good picture for the laser destroyer. So they basically had to use the Reaper armored carrier to reference the cannon that they should stick onto it. So just imagine that cannon on a destroyer's chassis.
Well done.
Yes. And it only really packs enough firepower for 20 of those fucking shots or those run-throughs until you got to start recharging shit. So it's not the funnest situation if you run out of ammo with it, but I promise you, you're going to mollywop a lot of shit. And then you have the other variant of the Destroyer, which is known as a Thunderer. We'll talk about those characters a little bit more. What the fuck? 150 millimeter Kleinstinger. I'm going to assume that means
The
tank
Kona's
bane.
Tiger.
What the fuck is a Kronos Tiger?
Koenig Tiger.
I'm assuming that's a mean vehicle.
I'm surprised Alan's not talking about it.
I think Alan's dead.
Oh, I'm passing out. I apologize. What?
Yeah, it's what I thought.
150 millimeter. A Kunitz Tiger. Kunitz Tiger. There we
Another
go.
variant of this, of the Thunderer, is basically you replace the big cannon on it, and you replace it with a demolisher cannon, which basically makes it a siege tank.
I've heard of a demolisher before.
Yeah, the demolisher siege cannon, which is just an anti-tank weapon, or an anti-siege weapon. Then you have the mighty Hellhound, which is just a chimera that swapped out its las weaponry with fucking flames. Just kill it with fire.
One of my favorites.
Now, did you know about the other variants of that? Like the Bane Wolf.
No.
Well, you see, the Bane Wolf's a little mean. Because they replace its flamer with what's known as a chem cannon.
150 millimeter King Tiger. 150 millimeter was the frontal armor.
Of the King Tiger. Oh, you're talking about a King Tiger. God, my German's terrible. Yes, corrosive toxins, Cheerio, in the Bane Wolf. Basically, clouds of noxious gas that dissolve organic material in moments. These vehicles are highly praised against the Tyranids because there's not enough time to adapt. In some different combinations, Kyle,
Corrosive toxins?
Yes, that's a Bane Wolf. Makes their genetic material so useless that not even the hive mind can reabsorb it.
Huh.
That's how toxic it can become with certain chemicals. That not even the fucking bugs can reuse that genetic material.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, it's terrible. And it is, how do I say it? The reason why they're not heavily deployed is that it's such a horrific weapon that they have to basically check environmental conditions to make sure it doesn't get into the water if it's a populated planet. The wind's blowing a certain way because they can't affect the allied infantry in that.
Oof.
And you have to get the stamp of the commissar to ensure its deployment. And you gotta get the tech priests to supply the shit, that the chemicals, because they're the ones who grab it. One particular mixture known as the Pentient's Breath was used to scour a heretical uprising in Savlar. It was so effective that the chem dogs never rebelled again, and that's when the Savlar chem dogs became a thing. And the crews that had crewed the Bane Wolves that they fucking vaporized them with, they were later executed for heresy. That's how mean it is.
Damn.
Now, there's another variant too, known as the Devil Dog.
Is it basically a marine?
Hmm?
Is it a marine?
I fucking wish, but the Marines would be happy with
Whoa, devil dogs.
it. Let's just put it this way, Alan. You know what a melta-gun is.
Yes.
You know what a multi-melta is.
Yes.
You want to know what a melta-cannon is?
It's pretty much a melting gun, but the size of fuck you. It's an ADAS.
Yeah, it's ADATS. What's that stand for? Anti-DAT. That shit over there. It basically fires a massive, what's known as a melta-cannon. Instead of using promethium, the Devil Dog uses a prismium plutonium-based mix. Sitting adjacent to its melta-cannon, injectors with the weapon systems combine the two chemicals in the chamber, which causes a highly volatile combination and is fired through the melta-cannon, which is then used... Geez, sweet mother of God. It uses melta fucking fire to ignite a massive explosion and burst of fire. The heat produced by this attack gives enemy infantry that even equipped in power armor stand no chance of survival. It incinerates power armor in an instant. And it acts like a flamethrower, but meaner.
I won't.
You want it?
I want super power flamethrower. Super fireball.
It can incinerate Terminators.
That was the waste from the Ogrins. Oh god. The waste. He used the Ogre shit.
I mean, that would be highly effective.
Goddamn stone.
This is why we do not give Stone the shit medicine anymore. Now, there is another variant of the Hellhound known as the Super Hellhound. It's about 50% bigger, extended chassis, bigger engine, more chemical storage, and it basically is equipped with pintle-mounted fucking flamers, a flame turret, and a dozer blade. I have no pictures of the Super Hellhound. I am sorry, but you just have to picture that as an even angrier Hellhound.
Even angrier Hellhound. Okay, got it.
It shouldn't be too difficult. Ay, fucking ay.
Ugh, starting to pass out there, boy.
No, I'm having to scroll down. I'm avoiding the Lehman Russes because I'll be here all fucking year.
I think the Lehman Russ, as big as the vehicle just says how many variants it is, should be its own episode, which I can't remember if we did or not.
I want to say we did do a Lehman Russ video.
I feel like
In
I
fact,
remember us talking about Lehman Russes before.
I think we might have, yeah.
I had to
fact,
go
I
back
know
to
we
the
did.
catalog.
Now there's another variant of a Chimera known as an APDS-6A Defender. And it's produced. It was only produced on the high world of Armageddon during the Armageddon Wars. It's a stopgap master that boasts the PDS forces. It mounts a laser destroyer on the chassis. Alan, do you remember what the laser destroyer is?
Laser destroyer. Doesn't ring a bell.
You know the tank I was just talking about?
Oh yeah, you dealt with you.
Yeah, they basically took that big fuck off cannon and stuck it to a Chimera.
Oh, because fuck you. That's why.
With enough ammo supply stockpile for 22. They removed armor to add more cannon.
Sir, we're too heavy to move. Get rid of there. But sir, what if we get shot? We won't.
Be better. Now you have something else, which is what's known as a Behemoth Primal. It's a legendary battle tank connected to the early similar legends of the Astra Militan's most lauded armored regiments. Dating back millennia across the breadth of the Imperium, they speak of a tank that somehow served in countless armored regiments, named Behemoth Primal, rumored to survive impossible damage in battle, such as enduring a direct volcano cannon hit, powering through the acid mires, and even repeatedly resisting the most extreme of esoteric attacks. The tank is also claimed to have been refitted with numerous weapon configurations during its long service. But the relic has never once failed its crew despite of this. Some engine series even think the Behemoth Primal may be the first of its kind during the Dark Age of technology. The tank is even the original physical iteration of its STC. There's basically, imagine a teleporting super tank. Because this thing acts like the Legion of the fucking Damned.
That's lovely. Just shows up whenever it needs to be.
Now, maybe you didn't hear what I said. I said it survived a direct shot from a volcano cannon. Alan, do you remember what a volcano cannon is?
Yeah, I know what a volcano cannon is. I use it to kill. I use it to kill college stuff.
Yes.
Kyle, do you know what a volcano cannon is?
Yes, because it wiped Auburn off the map.
Yeah, well,
it
I
is,
got smacked with one.
it is most commonly found on Warlord Battle Titans. This thing basically choked through that and went, bitch, I didn't hear no bell.
All right then.
I don't know either, man. I'm going to try to avoid the more common vehicles that we all know and just simply get into the shit that nobody really talks about anymore. That sound fair, guys? Because I realize how much fucking more shit. I'm not even a quarter of the page down.
That's fine.
So we're going to
You
avoid,
could two-parter it, then I got less shit to worry about in 2 weeks.
you know what? Fair enough. The
Oh,
Basculus.
Professor's back. If I see
Hello.
Damon instead of Demon, even though I know how it's pronounced, I still hear in a Southern preacher's voice, Damon.
Be gone, Damon!
Be gone, Damon!
Everybody knows our beloved Basculus siege tank, or a siege artillery piece. The workhorse of the ground, the mighty Earth Shaker. It's basically a Earth Shaker cannon mounted onto a Chimera's back.
Oh no.
The only
Let's go!
Oh, thank you for that, you zombie. Thank you. Oh god. Sorry, I'm just deaf now.
Oh, zombie pulled a Yuki.
Yep.
slow to move, but equipped with the mighty Earthshaker cannon. This vehicle normally has 4 components: a commander, driver, gunner, and loader, because of course you fucking need. It has 40 tons of Imperial armor, very low ground clearance, but man, does that Earthshaker cannon pack a fucking wallop.
It's like it shakes the earth.
Bitter First reference, Kyle. It fires a 132 millimeter shell up to 192 kilometers away.
So I'd like the so that joke is the same thing. That one joke was like good joke or something for somebody on the same continent or something like that.
That's real. That's real. You're talking real big for somebody with very hittable ground coordinates.
Yeah, that's a lot of talk for grid coordinates.
Yes, it is a massive fucking artillery piece. To the point it boasts that supercharged Vulcan 16 twin-coupled multi-burn engines, and her top speed is only right around fucking 35 miles an hour on road. And it only has 100 millimeters of armor.
Glass cannon. Got it.
Yeah, no. If you are getting into a straight gunfight with a Basculus, the Basculus crew did something horribly the fuck wrong. Moving on to the list, now you have the Colossus Bombard, which is actually a favorite of mine because, holy mother of God, the Kriegers use this a lot.
Is that just their version of the big fuck off artillery?
Well, no, they used Basilisk a lot too, but the Colossus Bombard had a massive Colossus siege motor.
Ah, big cannon.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
big cannon, big cannon, big cannon. To the point where this thing would fucking, how do I describe this? Let's see, can I find actual stats on the siege motor? No, you bastards. Like I said, this is mounted on a Lehman Russ chassis, not a Chimera chassis. This one has to be mounted on a Lehman Russ for its bigger motor. It can flatten entire hab buildings with a single shot. And it even has specialized promethium shells. Oh no. Oh,
Big scary gun.
no, 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 no. That's a war crime. Ugh,
Phosphorus.
Kyle, it has Willie Pete rounds. For our non-American users or our friends, Willie Pete is the American term for white phosphorus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you hear Willie Pete, it normally never means something good is about to happen to you.
Icy air. No, spicy fog.
Spicy air.
Once again, this is a lightly armored vehicle, and it is incredibly fucking slow. But this thing can lob the spicy air right around basically just short of the same as the fucking Basilisk. It is a siege vehicle that takes a long time to set up, but dear God, when it hits, it hits. Did I put a picture of the? Yeah, I did. Now, do I need to say what this one is, or can Alan and Kyle guess it? Kyle, look at the chat. Tell me, what do you think that is?
Hang on.
That's the Death Strike missile.
That is a
Yeah.
Death Strike missile.
Yeah, I know that one.
This one has a funny story of lore. In the original Guard books, ladies and gentlemen, I should just say gentlemen because I doubt AIM is in here, and I think she's the only one female that watches her shit. Oh, maybe Stephanie's in here too. And maybe Mama Bear. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Either way, this thing was written that it had unlimited coordinate range, meaning there was jokes of people calling stores across the
They
fucking
do,
story. A guy calling a store out. In New York. He called a store in California, and he goes, "Hey, you got a tournament going on there?" They go, "Yes, sir." He goes, "Well, I launched a Death Strike missile," and he put the fucking other store owner, the store guy on, and these two officials from different shit counted it as a off the map deployment of a Death Strike missile. He rolled and he won a guy a tournament.
Oh, you're forgetting the best part too. It wasn't from. I also ever heard another story from the guy did it to a game store, and the guy who was versing straight up says, "Fuck it, I'll allow it." The guy, like the orc, said, "Fuck it, I'll allow it," and he had to roll some random dice, and that's where it landed, and it fucking destroyed half the orcs.
Yeah, this one's fucking hilarious too. We all know the Death Strike missile is a deadly Imperial weapon, or a deadly weapon in Imperial army. However, how powerful are they? I just know orcs stole some, resulting in the loss of two entire armored companies of Mordian 278th Armored, the Baneblade Steel Might, and the novel Death Strike missile. It could destroy a Reaver class Titan and severely damage the Warlord. No, so I have nothing to add because the Death Strike missile originally was developed as an anti-Titan weapon.
So that is also an 8S.
Yes, it's an anti-Titan weapon, and there was back in the old Horus Heresy novels, depending on who you were going up against, you ran into different weapons. Because sometimes, especially if you're dealing with Perturabo, you couldn't always just count on getting a nuclear missile or a plasma missile. Sometimes you got the warp and the vortex missile, asshole.
That vortex missile does not sound fun.
Yeah, imagine a hole in reality. My bad. It's a black hole. The warp one creates a warp rift. Yes, the T minus special rule. You just couldn't immediately shoot the damn thing. You had to basically roll a dice and count down. Ah, the Death Strike missile. God, the era. Fun things. I don't even think the Death Strike is allowed anymore, is it? Don't want to. I want to say it's not because I don't think it's in my codex anymore.
Not positive, actually. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I don't have my codex now. I fucking think about it. Fucking get on the speed, GW, motherfucker.
Is it out yet, or are we still waiting on
No.
it? Are we?
We're still waiting on it. You also have the Griffin heavy motor carriage, which is basically a light motor that they just rapid fire rounds off of, mounted on the same shit as a Basilisk. Excuse me. And then you have the mighty Hydra flak battery, which is just quad auto cannons with an insane rate of fire and a very precise angry machine spirit with automatic grid coordinate detection.
Mm.
Meaning, oh, you're an aircraft? Not for long, you're not, motherfucker.
Also, it's very good against ground targets too.
Oh yeah, no, meat wagon. And then you have the Manticore missile tank, as it's referred to as. Basically, imagine a what's the fucking? Oh, this is a good way to describe it. Hey Kyle, you know what a Patriot defense system is, or a
Yes.
Patriot missile system?
Yep.
Now imagine that mounted on the back of a tank.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, fuck them in particular.
Yep. Down with the planes. This
And
is
your
here is
armor.
now a no-fly zone.
There's the old Epic model. Because it's funnier, that one. Then you have the Medusa, the workhorse of the Krieg regiments. Everybody else says it could be the Colossus, it could be the Basilisk, but this one is a favorite of the Kriegsmen, the Medusa siege gun. Simply for its fact that the Medusa cannon has fairly good range, but it can literally. Oh, that's a nice fucking fortress there with void shield. It'd be real shame if I had a few dozen of these to break it. The only real downside is that because it's such a heavy motor, it leaves its crew vulnerable to enemy fire. Are you starting to see why the Kriegsmen like this one?
We get to blow shit up and die for the Emperor? Best day ever.
Yippee!
Happy gas mask noises.
These next two are more rare and really only mentioned in the Imperial novel books, which is the Minotaur artillery tank, which is self-propelled artillery vehicle. Now, I mentioned the Basilisk, right? It has one Earthshaker cannon.
Yes.
You know what's better than one?
Two.
Two. Yes. Yes, the Imperial Army, for some fucking reason, thought it was a good idea to stick two of them onto a single vehicle.
Why? Because
The
why the fuck not?
Imperium. It's the Imperium. Bigger is better, apparently.
It even predates the Great Crusade. These vehicles even took place during the good old War of Unity. It was also heavily used during the Siege of Rax, but not by the Imperial side. It was employed heavily by the Chaos and traitor forces of the Cardinal because they had to stockpile these fucking things. Luckily,
Smoke them if you got them.
well, the good thing is these are actually heavily armored with 160 millimeters of armor. And Kriegsmen know how to take it. And the engineers made it a very important bit to take these back from the traders and consumate them because they're difficult to replace. So many were reabsorbed into the Death Corps. And as you can tell by the picture, the crew is actually fully armored and protected in this variant.
So the Krieg took the panels off, right?
Probably, if I had the bet money. And but its real dangerous thing is that it boasted a very advanced hydraulic and hydraulic recoil compensation system. Meaning, you know how most times an artillery piece has to readjust after every time it fires? Yeah, this one
Yeah.
Yes.
does. This one doesn't, because it could rapid fire that Earthshaker cannons off back to back to back to back. And now we have the Imperial Guard, bleh, Stalin's organ. Alan knows the name proper.
Katusha.
A Katusha?
Yes, an Imperial Katusha. This one is based off a Colossus armored transport. They basically took the armored transport out and stuck a shitload of missile assault launchers on it, as you can see. It fires, for example, Thorhammer and Firestorm missiles, which basically it's just a Katusha. Just boom, 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 boom.
Zong, 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 zong.
Yes, and can you guess how many are in a squadron of these?
Yes.
Do you want to guess an actual number?
12.
Yeah, you're not that off the money. It's 10 to 15. Why do you need that many rockets? Fuck you, that's why.
Because you're fighting the Imperium. That's why.
Overwhelming force is our bread and butter. You have the
If you're not
Waver.
cheating, you're not trying.
You have the Waver, which is basically a land mattress with airburst rounds.
What?
Oh boy.
The Waver. I shouldn't call it a wait. Call it. Imagine a quad-linked priest, right?
Yeah.
A
And all-
quad-linked priest.
A priest that fires 4 rounds at once. Quad linked.
And has a machine spirit that's known for its malicious streak, actively seeking the most tightly packed and vulnerable groups of infantry and foes to engage.
Emperor Children, Predator Vibrate. Oh my god.
What?
I'm going to go back and read the comments because I had my head down for a while trying to get in between all these small details. I was going back and looking at some of the stuff like, oh my god. And of course it's Cheerio.
Yeah, what? I expected that from Ash, not you.
Oh, I expect that from Cheerio. I do.
But yeah, Alan, airburst rounds off of a priest, and it has 4 cannons. Even Eldari ultra-fast jet bikes are torn to pieces against these things. Because the machine spirit learns to lead the fire so well that the shrapnel will just fucking vaporize the jackass driving the vehicle.
Alrighty then.
Now, there's another thing called a Dominus Armored Siege Bombard, right?
Yes.
You know what you remember how I mentioned the Colossus Siege Bombard?
Yes.
Now imagine you stuck 3 of those bastards together and you have the Dominus. I think I broke Alan Kyle.
Is it just me,
Yeah.
or does the Imperium need to like overcompensate for something? It's like their emperor's withering away on a throne or something.
It's almost like we're having to deal with everybody and their fucking mother not waiting their turn to die. Now, that's not even the biggest artillery piece. That belongs to the Earthwrecker. Alan, can you guess an Earthwrecker? Can you guess what the Earthwrecker is, Alan?
I'm guessing it's supposed to be. I'm guessing it's an Earthshaker on tracks.
It
Am I wrong?
is a railway cannon, yes, Alan.
Oh god.
It is installed in a subterranean complex with a complete underground rail system. It is a self-propelled by the use of heavy steel locomotives on a U-shaped rail track. Firing vents carved into the complex, buried to withstand a pressure of several hundred tons with the support of a grid of gases, valves, and disposal coils, and cathedral-sized pistons. The barrel is 60 meters long, fires an 8-ton 30-ton rocket-propelled hypervelocity shell carrying a fusion charge. You
Your
remember the
favorite
Fusion
heretic. Sup?
charge?
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Art of Lord show.
Hello.
We're talking about Imperial and stuff today, so you might want to stay low.
Because you might get hit with the artillery.
We got a heretic among our midst.
But as I was saying, yes, Alan, it's a railway artillery cannon with basically what were they called? Was it the Black Dragons that had the atomic shells? Were those the Davy Crockett's? No, the
David
Davy
Crockett.
Crockett's were no, the Davy Crockett was the recoilless rifle. The nuclear artillery. It's basically that. The shells are stored dozens deep in a 10-meter hull.
As soon as you said the rounds are stored and you took that second, it just in the balls just popped up in my head real quick for some fucking reason.
Alan, I think we got to shoot Kyle. He's been infected by chaos.
I already knew that.
But yeah, that's the biggest artillery piece. Now we're moving on to our heavy vehicles. And thank fuck, because I could avoid the super heavies because I've already discussed them. I haven't even gotten to the support vehicles yet.
Yeah, these all just been fucking basic weaponry.
And I haven't even gotten talking about the fucking
Right. Extreme noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses your Nicky Wakey told Gamer till they hee hee.
What? Uh-oh.
This is why
Right. Extreme noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses your Nicky Wakey told Gamer till they hee hee.
Fantastic. Anyway.
You could thank Mama Bear for that one.
Why you hate us?
Shells
You're
are
making me
stored in the balls confirmed. Yes, zombie. I knew I wasn't the only one thinking that.
All I can say is, Mama Bear, you're making me reconsider your root beer privileges.
Uh-oh.
Get a deal with that shit. Anyway, our next vehicle that we're going to talk about is in the heavy class. It's a heavy transport, the Crassus. It is named after one of Lord Solar Macarius' greatest generals. It is equipped with a searchlight, smoke launchers, 4 heavy bolter sponsons, which can either be replaced with heavy flamers, las cannons, or autocannons. It has a maximum carrying capacity of 30 fucking men, or 2 Cyclops demolition vehicles. Can you guess why the Kriegers like this one?
I heard demolition.
Because I can fit 2 of those bastards in it, Kyle.
Bob, you know
Or
you
get-
love that song. Oh, there you go.
I fucking hate that song. The only version of it I like is the alternate version where they get just starts with the raw and then she's immediately shot in the face with a 40 cal. Just immediate assassination. I don't gotta listen to it.
Seems a little harsh.
Anyway,
What's
as
next
I was
up?
saying, this vehicle has a drive stain that is more powerful than some super heavy vehicles, and it's been known as a favorite amongst the commissariat because it can basically lead their stormtrooper bodyguards and them into the thickest of battle to inspire infantry. And then we have the Krieg's preferred heavy armored transport.
Oh no, I'm going down.
Let's go!
Oh!
Alan seen the
Ow.
Gorgon.
Owie. Just
You
think you
okay?
could hear that in your sleep. I got hit with another Yuki.
Good.
Thanks.
If I have to suffer, you have to suffer with me.
I hear the fucking oohs too. I'm not safe from it.
They don't bother you.
Not
As I
as
was
much
saying,
as you, I guess.
no, I had to put up with that shit and all in high school. I don't have to want to put up with it any further. As I was saying, the Gorgon is specifically favored by the Kriegsmen because it's open top. It could be equipped with either with 4 heavy stubbers and 4 fucking motors. Yes, the transport has motors. And it can carry 50 Kriegsmen into a fight.
Damn.
It is a mean green bastard. It's slow at only a top speed of 27 kilometers an hour. However, because of its tonnage in that and its wide tracks, it will carry infantry wherever the hell it needs to go. Here's another picture of it in the shameless plug to Discord. It is a mean gray fighting machine. But now we're moving into my preferred heavy tank of the guard, the Macarius.
I believe I've heard this name before.
Yes.
Lord
because
Solar.
I have
I still have
40,000 channel points. Did I win the Warhammer? Yes. Yes, you, John Warhammer, are the Warhammer 40K.
Warhammer.
It's John Space Marine.
Whatever. You win.
Oh dear God. As I was saying, the
All right,
Macarius
so
was
back
named.
to Kyle not talking, so we can understand.
Your favorite said this, by the way. Your favorite made me a chipmunk.
The legendary. It was named after the legendary Lord Solar Macarius, who I still got to do an episode on, and is referred to as the second generation Baneblade, fulfilling the same battlefield role. Only a handful of Forge Worlds have permission to build these machines because they are mighty, mighty fighting machines. They are equipped with twin synchronized battle cannons as its main armament, twin-linked heavy stubbers, 2 sponson-mounted heavy stubbers. The latter can be switched out for heavy flamers and heavy bolters. Hunter-killer systems, yada yada bing bang boom, mostly forged by Alan. Can you guess the forge world that makes this son of a bitch?
Mars.
Lucius.
Oh.
You know, the other angry one. For reference, the King Tiger had 150 millimeters of armor. Remember that, Alan?
Yes.
The armor on the turret of the Macarius is 220.
So, proud. How much armor? Yes.
I'm sorry, do I look like I give a fuck to you, good sir, about what you're shooting me with? I have armor. And that's the battle cannon variant of this son of a bitch, which is mean and loved by the Kriegsmen. There is an anti-tank version known as the Macarius Vanquisher, which
Wait,
replaces
that's not the anti-tank version?
No, that's the standard. There's the Vanquisher variant, which replaces its twin-linked battle cannons with its twin-linked synchronized Vanquisher cannons.
Apparently I don't go outside. Ash got a fucking 70 streak with us. Holy shit.
Holy hell.
Mama Bear on the 15.
That's the Macarius, Alan.
Okay.
And then you have an anti-infantry variant known as the Vulcan, the Macarius Vulcan. It replaces its... I gotta drink some water. It replaces its battle cannon with a Vulcan Mega Bolter. Alan, do you remember what the Mega Bolter is?
Isn't that the AC-130 burst gun, but instead it just shoots fuck you amounts of bolt rounds?
For reference, it is a Titan-sized bolt weapon.
So I was right. It's just a burn.
Yes, thousands of rounds per minute. It is highly effective anti-infantry variant.
That's at that point. I think you're firing 1,000 bolter rounds. It's no longer an anti-infantry. It's an anti-death shit.
Yes, because it will overwhelm the most armor.
Yeah, any armor can withstand one shot, but can you withstand 1,000 shots in a single second, bitch?
Now, there's an even meaner variant known as the Macarius Omega, and it boasts a holy sweet mother of God, an Omega pattern plasma blast gun. You know, the Titan plasma weapon.
So they just took the gun off a fucking Titan and put it on a tank.
You gotta love them fucking
Here
guardsmen, buddy.
comes the sun. Do
Do
do do
do do
do.
do.
Bye.
And just for reference, here's the Omega, and here's the Vulcan.
Jesus.
Yeah, Macarius vehicles are fucking mean.
Oh,
And then you have a tank named after another great hero of the Imperium, an ancient design, even older than the venerable Imperial Lehman Russ, the Malkador. Yes, named after that Malkador, the hero. It basically is the same role as the Lehman Russ, named after when he was known as the Sigillite. It's intricate and rare, mostly found in Krieg regiments. Don't ask me why a Krieg who are traitors have access to all the cool shit.
Greek or traders? What?
Krieg almost went traitor, remember?
But they're
world-
loyal. They're very loyal now.
Yes, but they shouldn't be allowed any of the cool shit, yet they're the only ones who have access to the cool shit.
Well, I mean, after they come back and then they usually tell them, "Hey, we want to make sure you're cool. Give us one regiment," and they're like, "Well, sir, what do you want us to do with the other 19 regiments?"
Wait, oh, you need 20 regiments? You need 27 regiments? You mean, what were you going to do with the other 57 regiments? What did you say about the 5 armies?
Yeah, just give us one regiment. Just that's how they are. Okay, what should we do with the other 19? I'm sorry, what? I had to say though, I love Arch's description of do not underestimate the boner that they had, the Minotaurum had over hearing that.
Yes, it is a good one, because Krieg does not raise regiments. Krieg
It raises armies.
armies. But as I was saying, the Malkador dates back before the formation of the Imperium, and it was usually largely used by the Imperial Army and the Legiones Astartes. It is older than the Lehman Russ, and with much of its basically this vehicle is has about the same ability to be produced as Land Raiders now. And it's only forged now only on Voss and Mars.
Because Mars has the most intact library
You mean because they
of
fucking... Go
because
ahead.
they have the most intact library, mainly because they like to yank shit as much as the fucking Blood Ravens.
There's another series I gotta do an episode on. Dear God. The jokes. The jokes.
Speaking of which, we still gotta get together, Bob, and we gotta get Kyle's test ready.
Yes, we do.
Are you excited, Kyle?
Oh, yes, because I really know what happens when we get to episode 100.
All right, everyone heard. He said, "Yes, I am totally ready for the test. I'm gonna ace it and get 100% because I listen to my friends and I love listening to the lore."
yeah, okay. That's not what I said.
I don't think anybody else can tell what the fuck you said.
Exactly.
Well, I say
There are
go
two-
ahead and tell the audience what happens if we get to episode 100 in like 2 more episodes.
Kyle gets to take a test over what we told him in the last 100 episodes.
And change.
Yeah.
And change.
Not because technically on some of our change episodes we still talked about the lore.
But yeah, you have your standard variants for the Malkador. You have the Annihilator, which is just twin-linked blast cannons. Defender, which is a demolisher cannon. A flame tank variant with an Inferno gun.
and you have a Vanquisher, which Vanquisher battle cannon, all used during this with the solar aux. Got it? Good.
Well,
Now you have some
uh,
funny ones.
I'm
Alan,
about to say, how much do you have left, Bob? Because we're already at a fucking hour and a half. God damn.
I still haven't even got through support in walkers.
So probably what, like a 3 hour episode.
I'm gonna try to pick up the speed here and talk about the shit that's not normally covered.
Okay,
Alan,
go ahead.
tell me what you think that is.
KV2.
That's a KV2.
No, that's a Ragnarok.
That's
heavy
a
battle
death
tank.
fridge.
That has the Russian death fridge on it.
And the funny thing is, Alan, I haven't even talked about the discontinued vehicles.
Okay, here's a quick side tangent. Boys, I have a feeling Bob knows this, but Kyle, do you want to know how they came up with the KV2?
Sure, go ahead. Why not?
God,
Here's a quick autism World War II moment. The fucking Russians straight up looked at their KV1, said, "We're still getting absolutely demolished. Let us rip the gun off, take the main gun off a destroyer, and just slap it on a KV1 chassis."
Yeah, naval guns. That bigger booms means you're gonna win.
Yeah, but the gun was so fucking big that it actually had to be made in two pieces. They had to put the shell in and then put the explosive in. That's why it took so long to fucking launch it.
Nice.
Yeah,
They had to do
yeah,
like the destroyers. You gotta put all the packing and all that shit in like the naval cannon.
yeah, because it's literally a naval cannon. They took the gun because they were producing more turrets than they were Navy ships. So that's when they said, "Fuck it, we'll just start shoving some of these turrets on tanks and just seeing how it goes."
the American tax dollar at work.
Yeah, most of the turrets were being made in America, and we just shipped them over there. And the Russians were like, "Well, we're not making enough time, so fuck it, just fucking blow it on them." Same thing with the goddamn Germans. Here's another fucking fun fact. You know the Panzertums? They took a bunker and to put a fucking Panther turret on it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was because the Germans were producing the turrets quicker than the chassis. So they said, "Fuck it, just throw them on a bunker." World War II.
Tangent over.
Tangent partially over. This happens when you give a bunch of people meth and tell them go to war.
Now, Alan, this is a Baldur. This is a variant of the Malkador. Can you guess what that main gun is?
I'm guessing that's either a melta or a plasma gun.
You're wrong. I've replaced its cannon with a neutron laser.
Oh god, there's the fucking neutron laser.
Yes, it's a neutron fucking laser.
What the?
So what? That's where if you wanna capture the tank, but you wanna kill everybody inside.
It is a tank hunter, yes.
Yeah, I want that tank back. Let me just fire a neutron in there that will turn everybody in there into soup, but leave the entire tank fine.
For a picture, here is the Horse Heresy variant of it model, because you can still pick up this model.
Still a thing, huh?
Oh yeah, and there's epic versions of it.
And of course, it has a fucking bulldozer on it.
Of course. But yeah, and I'm not going to talk about the World War because that's current lore, and they're kind of silly that they keep changing shit.
It's 40K. They never know.
Just know that there's an emergency escape hatch underneath the model. That is planned. Do not attempt to alter design.
Hey, Alan. Cheerio just told you were wrong. It's not a destroyer cannon. It was light cruiser guns.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So that's even worse. I knew they got it off a Navy ship, but they just said literally just. But what fucking zombie says? World War II Russians or orcs confirmed.
Yes.
They had the manpower. We had the bottomless defense budget. But that basically covers all our basic vehicles. I'm going to leave all the funny ones, the support
I'll be right
vehicles,
back.
for later. So, well, I could cover a few funnies. The fuck is a Slayer blade? Oh, doesn't even give me any details on it. Just hey, no, nothing mentioned besides its name. It's a battle tank used during the Horus Heresy. Couldn't give me nothing, really, assholes. I'm sorry. What the fuck? The Orion Pattern Troop Transport or Troop Carrier was a large armored transport used by the Imperial Army during the Horus Heresy. It was capable of carrying hundreds of troops. It was armored with 16 gunnery cupolas.
The fuck are you? What the hell is this?
It was also served as a mobile bunker.
Big fucking mobile command unit center? What the fuck?
Hundreds of infantry, 16 gunnery cupolas. What in the entire fucking nation? And then you had Bane Storms, which is just basically a Bane wolf with as a super heavy. But yeah, Kyle, that's all the super heavy that's all the Imperial Guard armor. The Imperial Guard armor.
Yeah, just the Imperial Guard.
That's just their armor. That's not their super heavy. That was all their light, medium, and heavy tanks. And I'm not going to go into support vehicles because that would include here. Let me name off some of you: the Atlas, the Hades breaching drill, the Hellebore, the Land Crawler, the Mole, the Robot Crawler, the Sentinel Powerlifter, the Trojan, the Termite, the Brunhilde, the Half Track, the Hercules Half Track.
Brunhilde.
I don't know what artillery tow, the Sumatran, the Shandu Overlander, the Sanford Pattern Mark III Prometheum Transport, the Swift Boat, the Tritian Pattern Gunboat, the Poseidon Class Patrol Boat, the Order Class Patrol Boat, the Inflatable Assault Lander, the Landing Craft, and the Sea Skimmer.
So we got some Navy in there.
Yes, because sometimes the Imperial Guard does have to go shoot a bastard. We just can't float We can't float Bane Blades all the time.
Why not?
That still boggles my fucking mind the first time I read that. Oh, the Bane Blade is a amphibious vehicle. I'm sorry, it's a fucking what?
It floats. That big fucking bitch floats.
Now I'm just picturing some dumb bastard who's built his home on the water around a Bane Blade, and somebody goes, "Give me all your fucking shit, or we're boarding your house." And the cannon just slowly starts turning.
You can try, but you ain't gonna succeed. Diamond.
But yeah, did you learn something, Kyle? That the Imperial solution to everything is just simply stack more, or get a bigger gun?
Yeah, the usual. Got it.
I'm back. Sorry.
We're done.
Oh, wait, what?
We're
He
out of
basically
vehicles.
just finished off the rest of the little bit that he had to do.
Oh. All right. Yeah, sorry. Remember I told you guys before that my one dog has been having seizures for a while?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's actually going on 3 months seizure free, and we had a bit of a scare moment because he was walking in the house and he was twitching. So we think he might have had like a micro seizure.
Poor doggo. But yeah,
Oh, the medicine he's on is amazing. So
Well, as long as it's
Yeah.
working.
so
Right.
next week, a shorter topic, maybe.
Baby.
I'm thinking shurikens.
or if you want, I can take over.
Oh fuck yeah, I forgot about that. Fuck it,
Yeah,
no, Daniels is gonna do it. And the good old courtesy is gonna take a break.
I had a good topic because Bob's been bitching.
I feel like I've just taken over your fucking show.
Well, you are a
know
cast
more-
member now, so you're part of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, you're part of the show, and also you know more lore than any of us, both of us combined.
Because I have no life. And I have no body because my wallet screams.
I'm going through the podcasts right now, like editing them when you first jumped on, and it's just funny how I'm like, back then Bob was just a guest star, now he's a host.
Listen, I'm that fungus that, if anything, I should be called Orc Bob, because once you got me on here, you never gotten rid of me.
Well, not like you complain.
Nope, no, I don't.
Yeah, fun.
As long as
Oh,
you're
the rope.
enjoying it, we're in the same boat.
All I can say is the robot Gillyman shit when I was fucking in the Upper Peninsula and I still found an internet connection to tear through and just come back.
I thought you were at work. You were working at
Well,
Hell.
there's one. Which one was it? No, I was working at Hell and I fucking was giggling my ass off.
I still love how I found the entire encyclopedia of every single name that Robute Gilliman was called, and I'm like, I'm going to do his lore, and every time I'm going to say his name, I'm going to replace it with one of those.
And it was beautiful.
What was it? Something Gorilla Man?
Robot Gorilla Man, row your boat gently down the street, man.
Yeah, there was like a lot of that shit.
Speaking of funny things that's going to happen in lore, who wants to bet on the Tau getting their absolute shit pushed in soon?
Oh, I heard about that.
Did you hear that the Tau Allen are attempting?
Yes, you told me this.
Yeah, and I just looked up with how big the realm of Ultramar actually is at the moment, and dear mother of God, the poor fish people are fucked.
Like,
you
why would they think this is a good thing?
Because they think the Imperium is still dealing with Mortarion, and they didn't realize Gilman just bitch smacked his brother back into the warp.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, there's currently rumors in the pond that the Tau are going to attempt to take the realms of the 500 worlds of Ultramar.
It's not in the plan. It was in the book Elemental Council. They are openly discussing it. They're going to poke the bear of Ultramar.
Wasn't it what a micro crusade that they beat their asses back?
Third expansion sphere consisted of 1 million guardsmen and 5,000 space marines. For reference,
And that's like a Titan Legion.
No, there was a Demi Legion that was deployed. For reference, Kyle, the Sabbath worlds that had Gauntlet in that,
Yep.
and that there was basically a massive mollywop against that big section of worlds, that had 10,000 space marines. It's something between 20 and 30 million Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
It was what, 5 chapters and a million guardsmen. Fucking beat the Tau back to their border.
No, not 5 chapters, Alan. 5,000 space marines, because no chapters did full chapter deployments. And that's a much more dangerous thing to run into.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's pretty much kind of what it, like 5,000, 5 chapters. You know,
yeah, basically. And
that's what I was getting at.
Now, the funnier bit is, Gilman just reinforced the 500 worlds with 9,000 Primera Space Marine nine Primera Space Marine chapters, along with the existing other Brotherhood, which was be the Sons of Orar, I'm trying to think of the names. The Consuls. You have the Favored Sons, the Ultramarines themselves. You have the Sable Hawks. You have the Aurora chapter, Sides of the Emperor, and I'm trying to think. I know there's like 3 more. So basically, a grand total of 30,000 Space Marines are currently sitting at the 500 worlds.
That's a lot of damage.
I really hope GW goes, oh yeah, the Tau aren't selling anymore. So mollywop the poor Tau fucks.
Poor Tau Kevin.
or just Gilman has a come to Jesus moment like he did with the Eldar. Because that was a funny fucking conversation of, listen, if you don't fucking poke me, I'm not going to insist on kicking your ass anymore. However, if you even fucking look at me side-eyed again, I promise you, I will start breaking craft worlds.
The Inquisition, the implication.
Yes. Well, perfect example is Alan, you know BL10, the murder all the Monkai craft world, right?
Yes.
It's floating through Ultramar, right? They've minded their business, so they haven't been attacked. They've actually been granted imperial rights of not being immediately obliterated. Right?
Yes.
Yinden, which helped protect Ultramar against craft world Behemoth, is basically being left the fuck alone, right?
Yes.
Craft World Sabbath, I think it was, decided it was going to poke the Ultramar bear. Oh no. Yeah, you remember that what the hell is that? What was it, Hammer and Bolter, Kyle, where they were monitoring that destroyed Craft World?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what happened there. They poked the bear.
Ah, well.
It wasn't the Imperium just decided fuck the Eldar again. It was, oh, we did something stupid like try to sacrifice an Imperial world to save 10 of ours instead of just communicating, and they immediately went, okay, let me get the stick. Clearly, the message wasn't heard. But that's a lore episode for another time. I'm getting ahead of myself. I hope you have enjoyed listening to a random nerd ramble about his favorite hobby, teaching his two friends. One of them who he's already gotten pretty deep into the hobby.
Towels don't
And
have
the
any
other
hotties like Lorraine.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Well, when it comes to this good old night here, basically, besides put it together, all I have left is I'm going to shade the bottom here with I'm just fucking dousing this bitch in known oil. I will Urgraph shade the skulls here, so it gives them more of that brownish hue, and then I'm going to do I made this, like, I want to make this, like, dirty flesh, so I'm going to put some crimson in here and give it that reddish dirt hue. And then dry brush around all the orange to give it that glow effect. And then piece it together, throw it in the mini showcase, and then I'm going to start working on this next. Of course, I'm wearing the black gloves, so it's hard to see, but this is the Infernal Raptress. It is the harp playing out the man's back. So I'm going to enjoy this one.
So, I have a guy I found a guy who we can raid, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh, did you know?
The tech is out of target.
Fights first. They're doing a match right now. Necrons versus Death Guard.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, okay. Throw that in a chat somewhere else so I can see that. And then we will get the raid going.
Give me a second.
We will send you all.
Royal Court.
Wherever, don't matter. Or you can send it to me. I don't care. Okay, it's literally just fights first. Okay, perfect.
I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. Some of you for a very long time. Holy Mother of God.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
And some of you, first timers.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed listening to us ramble.
Right. Extreme noses pounces on you. Ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses are Nicky, Wakey, Toe, Babe, Matilda, hee
Lady's
hee.
not the only one.
Right. Extreme noses pounces on you. Ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses are Nicky, Wakey, Toe, Babe, Matilda, hee hee.
Not sure what you're saying, Bob, because I was hearing that the whole time, but... Oh, but we shall be doing our normal show again. IR Rejects might be on a hiatus. It's still up in the area because we need to hear from our other cast members. There's some stuff going on, so we might have to put that on hold for now. But we will keep doing our Monday show, and every once in a while... Owie. We will be, I'm going to try to do some more paint and chills, maybe some more game nights. So we'll be doing that in place of our Reject show. I kind of want to try streaming Lancer randomly one day, too, when that starts to work again. But until then...
So we just got a new game we need to play, too.
Oh, yes, there is a new game for a game night. A horror game. Everyone will love to watch me play. So until then, I hope you all have a good night, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.
Peace.
And may the Emperor